What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're here with us on YouTube. I'm actually going to go start join this morning live stream as well. All right, you guys should be able to hear me in the live stream still. I'm also going to share my screen in here just for today. Well, maybe we'll do it a couple more days just to keep everybody on track. But I wanted to let you guys know that for the chat and everything today, we're actually trying to migrate everything over to the Xtrades YouTube channel. So if you go to, in fact, let me go ahead and post that link. That would be helpful. I'll post it here in the chat. Please go to the YouTube channel. That is where I will be keeping my eye on the chat. We're trying to open up the audience a little bit to maybe some folks that aren't Xtrades members yet, but interested in becoming Xtrades members in the near future. So this is kind of a little taste for them of just part of what we do at Xtrades by letting them interact and kind of join in the discussion, even if they aren't, again, currently an Xtrades member and in our Discord. But I'm going to share the link for the streams. Let me get this back over. So a couple of housekeeping things here this morning real quick. So please come join the discussion on YouTube. Again, for these first few sessions, I will continue to broadcast the stream here, but I'm not going to be watching the chat here. So if you want to get engaged with me, I'm already engaged. That's probably the wrong way to say that. What's up, Chris? Good morning to you, buddy. Good to see you. Let me type a message here to the YouTube chat. Hello, everyone. All right. So, anyway, yeah, like I said, I will continue to, at the very least, screen share and broadcast here to the Discord channel that we've been using for these morning live streams for the first few sessions, but eventually we're going to go exclusively to YouTube. So again, make sure that you are watching and joining the discussion in YouTube. If you run into any technical issues, or if you find out, or if you think, I should say, that if it comes to a point where you feel like this has really kind of not been a good switch, we're certainly open to hearing your feedback and going back to what's been working for quite some time now. But again, the goal here is to really try to help expand the Xtrades message and reach out to a broader audience. And so, again, we've been streaming these to YouTube, but now we're opening up the options for folks to actually join in the discussion via YouTube as well. So please go ahead, get over to the YouTube feed. And also, last little housekeeping item. Again, I'm sorry I'm running through all this stuff, but day one, right? So take a few minutes to do this, I think is appropriate. Make sure that you subscribe to the Xtrades YouTube channel. Currently, we do have the chat set to pretty much allow anybody to participate in the YouTube live chat. But the goal is eventually we will limit that to the channel subscribers. It's free to subscribe to the Xtrades YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe and get in the conversation with us over here on YouTube. So again, please come join the YouTube discussion and the YouTube feed there. You guys can see the stream in Discord, but again, the chat that I will be focusing on starting today and moving forward is the chat on our YouTube feed. So for those of you who have joined us so far, good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. I guess the one downside of this is I can't see. Let's see if there's a way for me to see participants. It doesn't show it kind of in real time. That's a little bit disappointing. I see Joey has joined us. What's up, Joey? Feel free to hey, what's up? Good morning, Joey. How are you? So, yeah, I wish I could see the chat participants, but at the same time as the chat, that would be nice. I'll see if there's a way to figure that out when I'm not in the middle of doing one of these live streams. All right, so we've got the SPY plan up from yesterday. We might talk about that here in a minute. I know we haven't had a chance to do member selected tickers last weekend. I actually was out of town, and I'm going back out of town again starting tomorrow morning. Fly out at like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. or something like that for my bachelor party. So probably won't be in any condition to be doing member selected tickers this coming weekend. But we will get back on those starting next weekend for sure. So not a lot of trade plans to recap. We'll talk a little bit about ES, talk about the one quick thing I said in the 5 minutes I had before I had to run out to an appointment on the Tuesday live stream. But What was I getting ready to say? Oh, and I will do my best. I was getting ready to say, even though I'm flying out at the butt crack of dawn tomorrow, I think we might be in a spot, maybe at our layover point or something like that, where I might be able to find a few minutes to at least get the SPY plan out and published tomorrow morning. So yeah, hopefully that comes together. But there is I would say, probably at least a 50-50 chance I may not be able to do a SPY plan tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm not dead yet. I'm just traveling to Savannah, Georgia to go let off some steam before I get married next month. So, all right, with that, let's start digging into some technical conversations. Let's talk about the markets. Let's make some trade plans. Let's get into it. So, let's see who all is in the chat here. Oh, there we go. Now we've got people rolling in. What's up, Paul? What's up, Joey? What's up, Milan? Chris, good to see you. Yeah, JPal. Speaking again today at 10 a.m. That's very appropriately spotted there, Chris. I'm glad that you mentioned that. He was on yesterday testifying before Congress. Same thing again today, day 2 of that same things, kicking off at 10 a.m. I feel like we've probably seen most of the reaction that we're going to see from that, unless there is some question that gets him to say something that nobody's ever heard him say before, positive or negative, hawkish or dovish. Regardless of which way. I'm not sure it's going to be a big market mover, but at the same time, it could hold the market back because, there may be folks sort of sitting back a little bit, waiting to see, if something does come out that they don't want to be on the wrong side of, while he's on a hot mic. So, yeah, he talks at 10 a.m. There's also another Fed speaker talking somewhere else. Mester is speaking at 11:30 a.m. And then non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. So keep those in mind. And if you aren't already using it, one of the things I see sometimes in the chat is people asking like, oh, what time is this or when's this happening? I think, everybody should have a link to an economic calendar in your favorites in whatever browser you prefer. I personally like that Trading Economics calendar because it's pretty customizable. So feel free to jump in there, bookmark that. I just shared it in the YouTube chat with you guys. So yeah. Do you think bullish or bearish from it, Paul? Yeah, again, like I said, I'm not really 100% convinced that we're going to see any big moves unless there's some question gets asked and Jerome Powell slips up and says something that, again, he kind of, once he figures out what the message needs to be, he really stays on message pretty strictly, and is good at not letting, folks sort of catch him in the crosshairs, I guess, if you will. I'm expecting it to kind of maybe keep the markets flat a little bit, although we did have some very wild price swings there yesterday going into close. So, I'm not really sure what that was all about, really. I've saw a few different people post a few different, potential issues of, I think, there was I think a couple of U.S. citizens killed in a missile strike from the Houthis. And I think that the other thing I saw somebody post was there was a potential attempt on, oh my God, how am I going to brain fart on this guy's name? Zelensky's motorcade or something like that. He was apparently near or a missile strike or something to that effect. I saw somebody post that. But, we say this a lot at Xtrades, the charts precede the news. I don't find it super coincidental that we were also just happened to be double topping right at a key resistance, PT2, from the SPY plan, as you see here yesterday. So, it's... I don't know if it was really catalyst driven or not, but it was definitely some wild price action going into the close there. Last I looked, we were kind of we were buttoned up against it. Now we're testing PT3 from yesterday's SPY plan, so going for a breakout and a push higher. So we'll keep an eye on this. Obviously, SPY plan will get put together after we wrap up the live stream. I'll post that in the options watch list. That is one of the things that is exclusive to our members at the Xtrades Discord. So for those of you who are just joining us for the first time on YouTube, enjoying the conversation with me for the first time, welcome. But also make sure that you check out the Xtrades Discord community. It is really, the thing that helped me become the trader I am today. So if that's, hopefully that's a glowing endorsement. All right. So yeah, ES. Let's talk about this real quick and where the market's sitting. And then in the meantime, for those of you who are, again, here with me on YouTube, please, in the YouTube chat, give me some tickers to work on this morning. Let's put together some trade plans. I feel like it's been too long since I've done some trade plans that somebody else has requested. So give me some tickers that you want me to take a look at. We'll see if we can't get through at least 2 or 3 this morning and find some nice profit-making opportunities as we head into the trading day today. So talking about ES a little bit while I wait for you guys to chime in with those tickers, and I know Chris is probably holding a gem that he's just waiting to drop on us, so Chris, feel free to fire away. Don't worry about being first. We've got, looking at ES here, again, I had an appointment Tuesday morning, but I think that there was some confusion about like the live streams and whether or not they were happening as we were working on integrating some new calendar systems into the Xtrade app. So I did at least want to pop on for a couple minutes and say a couple things and let folks know, hey, you know, sorry, but this podcast isn't totally happening, or live stream isn't totally happening today. But, you know, let's kind of talk about a couple of things that I'm just seeing on the market. You know, as we were pulling back going into yesterday morning, I'm sorry, Tuesday morning, you know, I think the one thing I said in the 5 minutes that I was on was buy the dip between 50.73.25 and 50.63.25. That was the bottom of the demand zone that we were looking at that day. Bullish flag here on Neptune on the 4 hour. We literally dropped into that Tuesday at 2 p.m. And just hard bounced right off of it. So I know it was brief and it probably, you know, just seemed like a passing comment, but I hope folks heard it and took my advice on buying the dip here Tuesday afternoon. You should be doing very well, you know, if you did. So with that, chat, you guys are kind of quiet. I need some tickers to work on here, so let's go. What do you guys got? Oh, I see CD typing. CD, I see you're over in the Discord, buddy. Please join us on YouTube, but go ahead and type in the Discord chat for now. Jeff Shermer, can you also join our YouTube? That's where we're going to be moving forward here pretty soon. So you did lift a few weeks ago. Will you update that? Sure, I can take a look at that. And I've got a request for Palo Alto. Chris says Starbucks looks good for a short, maybe a bounce, or Google. Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at those. So let's see. Oh, sitting in a doc office. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been in a lot of those lately, I feel like. CDHT, I'm typing your name, not the frickin' ticker. That's what you get for reading and typing at the same time. Lift. So let's see, how long ago do we do this lift trade plan? You did say it was a while ago. Whoops. Just want to see, yeah, the drawings real quick. Oh, we did this one real quick, like upside only trade plan. Yeah, okay. All right, let's take a look at this. Lift is kind of in an interesting spot, actually, just based on the levels I already have on it. Trying to push through this. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Trying to push through this weekly resistance here. So let's zoom out a little bit. Let me take a look at this. We could probably come up with a better plan than what we briefly looked at last time we looked at lift, which was, looks like February 20th. We did this one. Looks like it was probably just a quick upside trade plan, nothing else. Yeah, it's pushing. It's getting to a really interesting inflection point here. The question is there a really good opportunity that we can set up before it gets to 2148? Clearly that is going to be a price target and a key level for lift to break. Yeah, I mean, big support bounce there, break below, big rejection there. Probably why I have that one sticking out like a sore thumb. Question is, what's, all right, so let's take a look at this. So we're not going to have much there or there to help on the weekly chart. Okay, good to know. Let's take a look here at the daily. Make sure there aren't levels, because again, I don't think I've really thoroughly, when we did this plan, I think it was pretty quick, and as you can see, most of my levels are kind of concentrated a bit lower. That's probably just based on when I was actually looking at lift and doing some full analysis on it. Yeah, still kind of not a lot of price action here in this 1855 to 2148 range. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Good to see you over in the YouTube chat. All right, so let's nail this down. All right, we do have a little something in here I want to watch. Not maybe to that extent. Yeah, I'm fine with where that 2003 level is, but yeah, I think we do have something sitting around there at 1950. Take this alert off. It's in my way. I don't even know why I have it there. Well, probably because if lift breaks over that, it's gonna go, I think. Yeah, we've got another one here. Small, quick level there. This is an interesting spot too. Let's see if this vets out. Yep, I like that there actually. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the hourly. We'll fill in the blanks from there and we'll put together our trade plan. How's that sound? Let's get our indicators on. Do want to make sure that we are not rushing into this trade, but kind of, I mean, 1855 just keeps saying take calls over it. Or just just be a little bit careful about rushing into anything too close to the open. I know I say that all the time. Just want to see if we've got anything that really kind of, changes my mind about this entry. And this 1950 probably being our first price target. The answer's no, not really. What's that? Just a weird candle? Oh yeah, I guess it is. All right. So yeah, I think I know what I want to do. So I think what we're looking for here on lift, and again, be cautious about rushing into this thing too close to the open. I'm not saying you can't do it. I don't often recommend that, but the couple times I have, I think things have worked out very well. But again, I also perfectly capable of being wrong sometimes. First target there, then I think 2003, but then over 2003, I think we got a bigger move to 2148. It's kind of like a 2 stops and then lift off is what it looks like to me. Yeah. This level might be a little low, actually. It's probably sitting more like right there, just slightly higher. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with sort of what I saw initially. So there's our 3 targets to the upside. Also, I've been eyeballing this the whole way through as my stop loss average down there. All right, so that looks good. Now let's figure out what we do for the downside. Well, we flip things over bearish if we lose 1714 support. I do see some downside room there too. So I do like that. It does look like a pretty good entry point actually, and I would take a run at the 1636 level, first price target. It's a little bit easier when the levels are already on the chart for you. It's going to be a big factor. We break below that. Whoops, damn it. Below that, yeah, I like this 1573. Also some confluence down there. 333 SMA right there. Below that, I think we're looking Yeah, I'd say take a shot. Make sure you're moving your stops up, right? So at this point, you should be taking good profits, a few scale outs there, then moving your stops up. So at this point, your stops are probably also in profit. You're just going to have to give some back while you give the trade room to work out. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. That's trading. But I think ultimately, if we do break below that, we could see 1462. And I did notice, yeah, this level right here, yeah, sitting right about there, I think is going to serve as a good stop loss average down for us. All right, so here's what our lift trade plans look like. And I will post this to our Discord, but I will also copy the link, post it here in the YouTube chat. So that is one of the things that I noticed as I kind of got my ducks in a row for this thing today, is that we can't directly paste chart images into the chat here, but I will post these links that'll let you pop those open so you can see them. I will also put copies of those in the options watch list in our Discord. So just a heads up on that. I thought I posted this in. Oh, it didn't. I posted the economics calendar. Wrong thing. Sorry about that, Discord folks. All right, so what are we looking for here on left? We're looking for a break over 1855. That should give us price targets at 1948, 2014, and 2148 with a stop loss average down there at 1785. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 1714. That should give us targets at 1636, 1573, and 1462 with a stop loss average down at 1766. Those are your lift trade plans. All right, let's see what our folks have been saying here in the chat. What's our next ticker request from our YouTube homies? Zelensky, that's right, Chris asked for Starbucks, and then I think we can try to get to Apple and maybe AMD. Let's see. All right, Starbucks. Speaking of, get some coffee in. All right, man, Starbucks been getting a little bit of a beat down these last couple weeks. It's definitely starting to look like a pretty clear. Wow, how did their earnings report turn out? That's not good. Not terrible. Wrong handle. Just kind of eyeballing this. It doesn't look like it's confirmed yet. Well, maybe we'll catch a couple wicks with this. Yeah, that could be confirmed, actually. I think we got a downtrend there that we'll want to pay attention to. It is bouncing, trying to hold this daily level down here around 91.23. But let's hide these indicators real quick. I'm going to need some more. We probably should have in this range some good higher time frame levels. Let's take a quick look. Let's see what we see. Yeah, this is an interesting level right about here. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we're bouncing off that daily level there. It's okay. Any other weekly levels down here is the question. Yeah, I think there is one sitting right there. Interesting double bottom. No resistance off that level. Oh, no, there is some back here, actually. Yeah, I think there's kind of two little weekly levels here stacked up on each other. Where are we at? 91.65. We may need another target below this. This is kind of what I'm thinking is probably going to wind up being a PT2. So let's take a look back in this range, see where our levels are hiding out at. I think it's probably sitting right here. Maybe just a little nudge higher, not that much. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Happy with that. Okay, cool. Take a quick look at this on the daily chart, see if I see anything else that sticks out. Yeah, there's something. There's a daily level there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. Yeah, this one's not hard to see. It's pretty obvious. All right, let's go back here a little bit. Make sure there's not like a key level before we get down to this 87.28. Just looking at the downside of this so far. And certainly with that downtrend we just looked at, I would probably be leaning bearish a little bit, but it does look like it's finding good support. I don't need to chart down that low. Let's keep it rolling. It does look like it's trying to find good support here though off this weekly level. We've had a few, or daily level, I'm sorry. We've had a few tests of it here on the daily chart, and it's continuing to push up. That could be a little bit of a reversal indicator right there with that little indecision inside bar doji. So yeah, this could try to turn around. I could see that. All right, let's keep it rolling. I'm just going to fill in the blanks from here. I think I already know what I want to do, which is definitely take puts below this 91.23 level. Let's make sure there's nothing we need to think about between that and 90.22. There might be. Also, I think I just saw what I think is probably going to be our stop loss average down level. Yeah, it's right about here. All right, so this is an interesting little bounce though, just shy of our first target. I mean, it held up pretty well. It's also leading into an earnings report though, and the earnings report ran. So this could have been a little bit of a bear trap, shakeout, something in that category of moves. Oh man, sorry, I'm debating this probably too much. All right, I always say, when in doubt, go with the more conservative target. Don't be greedy. You don't want to get caught holding for too long, just trying to squeeze out another, 35 cents of downside. I think we should pay attention to where this base to move off of. There is a hourly level there that I'm seeing. It's probably not going to be a game changer for contract prices to get that little bit more out of those contracts. That being said, gosh, I hate to even use that as a price target either. But there's just a good possibility of a bounce. I do want to look at this level though. We could make a stretch down to this 89, 81. I just want to see maybe another run through this section and what happens if we do make a move through this area. Yeah, there is a level here. It's actually maybe just a little bit lower right there. I think we can use that. I think that's a good target. Then below that, we can shoot for our weekly level down here at 89.10. All right, I like that. That's good. Upside. Let's see. We've got, from an hourly standpoint, selling pressure really all the way up until what does look like it's actually a pretty decent hourly level. I think we're going to use that. We'll let that Neptune confluence really help us out there. Like this is our stop loss average down. Coincidentally, Neptune's also projecting a level there as well. Now we might play that a little tighter actually. let's see. Yeah, you know what? We are. It's also another confluence, though, so that's fine. We are going to play this tighter. That'll put us right on that level of Neptune, that being the 1, 2, 3. First target, so again, lock profits early, and then we'll see if we can't give this trade some room to work out. I am seeing a level here, the hourly. I wouldn't want to ignore, I don't think. 94.02. Over that, this top right here becomes interesting. This multi-top, yeah. Also seeing a nice support reaction off this same level. I think that becomes our PT3. So, Queen Short, I would expect you to short Starbucks. I would expect you to short everything, right? It's in your name. But yeah, this has been a pretty clear downside play. I agree. Also, for what it's worth, please come join the YouTube conversation, because after a couple more of these, doing it this way, we're probably going to phase out broadcasting or paying any attention to the Discord chat. I'm going to try to really put all of our focus on the YouTube feed. So again, make sure that you guys are joining the YouTube stream. Make sure you're subscribing to the Xtrades YouTube channel. Currently, the live chat's open to everybody, but eventually we will limit it to subscribers only. So make sure you subscribe so you don't get any kind of technical difficulties once that happens. All right. Post that in the chat. Again, pretty soon these are all going to just be links posted in our YouTube live chat. So here is, I should probably start putting what the tickers are before I drop these links. Oh gosh, dang it. That's not what I meant to do. That's bugs. Oh, where's that little caret key that I never ever use? Duh, right there. That's the Starbucks trade plan. So what are we looking for here on Starbucks? We're looking for a break over 92.93. The other thing I would say, though, and that's really where the real upside opens up. I might adjust this, actually. So I just thought back on that inside bar candle and kind of looking like it's setting up a reversal. And if it does reverse, it might reverse hard. You know what? I'm going to change something up. Sorry. I'll re-put effect. Let me just delete this message. As I thought about, I was getting ready to talk through this plan, and as I thought about it, I was like, wait a second, this thing could try to make a push. I think what we can then do is something more like this. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So then the question becomes, you know what? Let's give both these trades a little bit of room to work out. Can't do that, though, on the call side. Actually, can't. Yeah. I'm trying to keep our risk-reward scaled or leveraged appropriately. So we are going to have a little bit of an overlap, though, I think, with these two plans. So this is going to look like this. So this might look a little funky for a second, but it'll make sense once I talk you through it. Yeah, we're going to try to get into this a little sooner, I think, if it makes a break to the upside. This is also riskier, I would say. Again, we are breaking into the selling pressure. Doesn't really become, tough selling pressure. The hardest, most likely rejection point is going to be PT2 on this plan. If it gets through that, it could really move up, and we'll likely run into another couple confluences up in this range as well. Oh, that's a fourth price target, but honestly, I think we could get up there, so keep that level. In fact, I'll just go ahead and do that. Why not? Why not? We'll have 4 price targets for the upside. Gives it about equal distance, just more spots to scale out. All right, so let's do this adjusted Starbucks trade plan. How about that? Can I delete my messages in here? I don't know. We'll find that later. Revised Starbucks plan. All right. And let's drop this in the Discord chat. All right, so What are we looking for here on Starbucks? Well, our aggressive approach that we just adjusted to would be looking for a break over 92.03. That should give us targets at 92.51, 92.93, and 93.44, with even a stretch fourth price target up there at 94.02. Stop loss average down here at 91.59. So we got a little bit of overlap in this space between these two trade plans, but that's just how it looks as far as the appropriate amount of space or room we should give these trades to work out. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 91.23. That should give us targets at 90.57, 89.79, and 89.10, with a stop loss average down at 91.85 for that downside trade plan. So those are your Starbucks trade plans. Let's see, just under 10 minutes left, I think, before I really need to shift over to the SPY plan. Can we knock out one more? Gage Franklin asked for Apple. Let's see where Apple's... Okay. Did have a nice call of support back here, but like I said, that was a key support. We talked about this crazy day. Asked me for, what was the key Apple support that we needed to be watching on this particular day. Told him 173.83. Boom. That was our reaction. We were able, I think he maybe even took calls off it or something. I mean, that was a big move off that pretty quickly, but I also said below that a lot of downside opens up, and sure enough, we gapped down below it, a lot of downside opened up. So came all the way down here to this 167.31 4-hour level this morning pre-market, bouncing off that. Okay, so let me get my bearings here a little bit. I'm going to go on a higher time frame. Actually, that'll make things a little easier to see. So let's see. Interesting spot that we're at. It's butting up against an old entry level from an old trade plan from I don't know how long ago. We don't need to worry about that. So the question is, this is an interesting little level right here. At least in that one spot it is, but one little spot isn't really. Yeah, now it's more interesting. I might have this level a little bit low, I think is what it is. Yeah, that looks better. All right, let me see. I want to see where our sell pressure's at here. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. All right. Let's do this. I think we can knock this out. I think if it gets over 171.41, that clears out a couple of major issues. Puts us on the 15-minute over the sell pressure here on Neptune that's clearly been pushing us to the downside. Gosh, for quite a while now. Apple's really had a tough run of things. We can flip this to our stop loss average down. Gosh, I'm losing my place here. Sorry, let me get my shit together. There we go. Also gets us over this 200 SMA confluence right there on the 15-minute. That would be a accomplishment for Apple at this point, it looks like. It's an old trend line. Honestly, I don't think it's all that relevant. I'm just going to get rid of it. All right, so over that, though, and then there's this gap to fill overhead, too. I think we probably make a run for this gap entry level. Again, I may have a level that's slightly high here at this 173-ish spot. Not sure I even need this. I'm not sure what 173.12 is there for. All right, so I think we take a run at this gap entry level. Then I'd be looking for the gap fill up to this level, 174.57. Scale out heavy there. We got a couple of issues there, right? Gap fills tend to lead to short-term price reversals. Also 333 SMA on the 15-minute. Be mindful Don't be greedy. Scale out heavy at 174.57. You're in at 171. You're in good profits at that point. So don't be greedy. We do have a level right here that I don't, well, 15-minute chart's not the right one to base that off of. This is an interesting rejection right here, though, that led to that gap down. I don't have a level there currently. The question is, should I have one that I just haven't marked yet? The answer is maybe. I don't know. I'm not convinced. If I'm not convinced, I'm not going to force it. So, really, the next key level after that gap fill, I mean, there is a little bit of resistance there, but I think if we get through that gap fill, this is going to, momentum on Apple is probably really going to pick up. I would be remiss if we tried to shoot for any, I mean, it could go even higher, obviously, but as far as a price target, I really think 176.73 weekly becomes a real possibility if it continues through that gap fill. Again, scale out heavy at that gap fill, though, because that could be all you're going to get from Apple to the upside. So I don't need to do that yet. All right, so whoops. Whatever, I'll leave it there for now. All right, downside trade plan. Let's see, big bounce off this week or 4-hour level here. 176.31. Let's see how that shapes up. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So I think we're looking for, and this, what I'm seeing here kind of agrees with what I was thinking. Oops, move that. Oh, never mind, that's good to go. Never mind, I'm fine with that. All right, so entry there, first price target off that same bounce level. Hopefully I didn't move it too much there by accident. This level might be a little low. I would certainly want to shoot for the bottom that we found during the cash session. So that would be 170, or I'm sorry, 165.64. That was also a PT3 from an old trade plan. Where does Apple go if it gets below that is the question. When was the last time it was down here is the question. Come on down, Apple. There we go. So I like that second price target. Third price target. Yeah, I like this 164.05 level. This old noise. All right. Stop loss average down. Yeah, right here, 169.54. All right, so this is what our trade plans are going to look like. It's right here, and just like that. This goes up here, and downside. All right, so it does look like Apple is kind of reaching an area where downside is looking a little bit more limited. Pretty much, you know, if you're trying to play bearish on Apple, you may have well missed the boat a while ago. Apple trade plan. It's that in the Discord, but again, remember our chat is in YouTube starting today and possibly moving forward. All right, let me copy this link, and this is Apple trade plan. All right, so what are we looking for here on Apple? We're looking for a break over 171.41 to confirm for more upside. That should give us targets at 173.42, 174.57, and 176.73 with a stop loss average down at 170.04. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 168.11. That should give us targets at 166.76, 165.64, and 164.05 with a stop loss average down at 169.27. Those are your Apple upside and downside trade plans. That puts us right at the 15 minutes until market open point. So with that, I want to thank you guys for being so cooperative with this shift toward doing these live streams on YouTube and YouTube only. So for those of you still in the Discord who are just joining, please make sure next Tuesday when we do this to come join us on the YouTube side of things. That is, we've got the live chat active there now. Also, as a reminder, make sure to subscribe to the Xtrades YouTube channel. Currently, the live chat is open to anybody and everybody, but eventually we will limit it to Xtrades YouTube channel subscribers. So with that, I hope you guys all have a fantastic, you guys and gals, sorry, I always use that as a general term for humans. I hope you all, there we go, have a fantastic day. As I always tell you every time we do one of these FOMO live streams, plan your trades and trade your plans. Go out there and get some green. Execute these plans. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Again, possibility, no SPY plan tomorrow, depending on how my flights work out. But that will be back, and I will be back, hopefully, in full effect next Tuesday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our next FOMO live stream. You guys have a fantastic day and a wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon.